Hey, I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex, back with my last video for January in my monthly series on the best games coming to retail. These are the best expansions coming to retail this month. As always, these are games that you can get fairly easily and immediately. I hope to see some of you at the Level Up convention this week outside of New York City in Woodbridge, New Jersey. I'm excited to play some games. You know, I gotta look through the whole collection, see what I'm bringing. Isn't that a weird thing? We go to these conventions that have so many board games in their library, and yet you still bring a bag full of games. It's gonna make my travel a lot harder, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. All right, here's the best expansions coming out this month. Asmodee, in association with Lookout Games, is releasing Forest Shuffle Woodland Edge expansion. This is an expansion for their game Forest Shuffle. Plays 2 to 5 players in about an hour, and it is a medium weight game, but on the lower end of medium weight. Forest Shuffle is a nature-themed card game. You are drafting cards and building them into your tableau, and the game is notable because all of the cards have a bunch of different uses. There's a ton of different dual use. I don't know what you say when it's more. There's more than 2 uses for a lot of the cards in the game. And you're going to be attaching the cards to trees, and they're going to have a right side, and you can attach it to the right side of a tree or the left side, and they're going to get you different animals and plants, and they're going to sort of build out your whole ecosystem, and you're going to score points in a bunch of different ways and discard cards to sort of play cards. So it's a decently small box but fairly thinky game because of all of the different ways you can use cards in the game. Well, this expansion adds 36 new cards to the game, so it's a small box expansion. And those cards are going to add new flora, new fauna to the game. They're going to enhance your strategic play. They're going to, add, discover hidden pathways, manage your woodland resources to thrive. So just, new things, new cards to explore in the game of Forest Shuffle. Asmodee and Common Games are releasing a number of expansions to Zombicide. A few of these are for specific Zombicides, and a few of them are for more. And so let me get into each one of them. We've got Zombicide White Death, Eternal Empire. This plays 1 to 6 players in 30 to 180 minutes, and it is a medium weight game. If you watch my best new editions videos coming out every month, I talked about Zombicide White Death in that video a few days ago. It is a new version of the cooperative game Zombicide, where you are accomplishing objectives, working through scenarios in a cooperative way, trying to kill zombies, fight zombies, survive. So this Eternal Empire, and White Death is a new theme in the Zombicide world. It is a medieval fantasy theme, but set in sort of a wintry land. Everything is frostbitten. Well, this Eternal Empire is a campaign expansion for specifically Zombicide White Death. It consists of 10 quests that form a single ongoing story that the survivors go through, accumulating experience, skills, equipment as you go. So if you want to add a campaign element to Zombicide White Death, if you want some story, if you want to level up your characters as you go, all of that's a reason to check out the Eternal Empire expansion. Common is also releasing Zombicide White Death, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Timecrash. Also plays 1 to 6 players in 30 to 180 minutes, and it is a medium weight expansion. This melds the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Zombicide in a way that you might not have thought was possible. But the world of New York City and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has met the world of Zombicide fantasy through a portal, and Shredder and, all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and everything are fighting each other now. You are going to play as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles taking down zombies and fighting Shredder, who's trying to raise a zombie army and take over. This is also adds 10 exclusive new quests. that you can play through. So if you think zombies and pizza and cowabunga mix, then this is your chance to try it out. So, I mean, it definitely feels like it's a little silly for sure, but I'm here for it. I love silly, so I'm on board. Asmodee and Kaman are releasing Zombicide White Death, Climbers, and Terracotta Walkers expansion. 1 to 6 players, 60 to 180 minutes, medium weight game. I will note, though, whereas those first 2 expansions were just for Zombicide White Death, this actually works for any of the Zombicide fantasy games. So that is Zombicide White Death, it is Zombicide Black Plague, and it is Zombicide Green Horde. So this is adding new characters and stuff that you can play with any of those versions of Zombicide if you have them. It adds both Terracotta Walkers, which have the special ability to reform themselves out of the remnants of smashed clay left behind by the survivors. So you have to defeat all of the Terracotta Walkers at once in the same round, or they sort of regenerate. And then also Climbers have evolved long fingers and claws, which they use to climb over obstacles. So it's harder to put up barriers and to keep them at bay. So yeah, again, those are sort of 15 miniatures for each of the Terracotta Walkers and the Climbers that you can use in any of the Zombicide fantasy games. Also, Asmodee and Kaman are releasing Zombicide White Death Crossfire Pack, 1 to 6 players, 30 to 180 minutes, medium weight. This is also one that works for any of the Zombicide fantasy games. So not all of the Zombicide. You can't use this in Marvel Zombies or Wild West Zombies or, any of the other ones, because there are a lot of Zombicide games. But it does work for the Green Horde, Black Plague, and White Death. This comes with a new type of guard and a new type of zombie, which are going to do different things in the game. And so, yeah, if you want more content for any of those versions of Zombicide. Now, lastly, Asmodee and Kaman are releasing Zombicide White Death Divine Beasts, and this is actually one that works across any Zombicide games. These add 4 different abominations based on mythical creatures. So if you want cool miniatures, sculpts, they come with their own special action cards and special abilities and, just a big beast that you have to fight and take down. Asmodee is releasing a couple of expansions to That Sound Game. That Sound Game is kind of like charades, but with sound. You are trying to get your teammate to guess the word on a card, but you can only use sounds. You literally have to keep your hands behind your back. You can't mime stuff, and then you're making sounds to that sort of stuff, and trying to get them to guess whatever you want them to guess. So we have, and it plays, sort of 2 to as many people as you want to play. You can divide into multiple teams, you can have 2 teams, you can do it however you want. We have the Uncuffed pack. This is 65 cards that you can shuffle into the main cards, and when one of these cards comes up, you can actually uncuff your hands. You don't have to keep them behind your back, and now you can sort of mime as you're using sound to help you get people to guess it faster, because you're trying to get as many right in a round as you can. And then Asmodee's also releasing That Sound Game Turbo Pack. This is another 65 card expansion, and this one, brings speed and simplicity to the gameplay. So, instead of sort of harder concepts, it's stuff like goat, and you can probably get somebody to guess, goat very easily through sound. Capstone Games is releasing Pagan Ancestors Content Pack number 4. This is an expansion for Pagan Fate of Roanoke. Pagan Fate of Roanoke is a 2-player only game, plays in 30 to 60 minutes, and it was a medium weight game, is a medium weight game. In Pagan Fate of Roanoke, you are playing as either a witch or a hunter, and it is a very asymmetric two-player game. We are both playing different rule sets, and we both have different win conditions, win objectives, ways to win the game. As the witch, your objective is to collect enough secrets to perform a ritual so potent that the entire region will fall under your spell. As the hunter, you gather all the allies and support you can muster to bring the witch to justice before her fatal ritual comes to fruition. There's a bit of a deduction aspect to the game where you are trying to figure out which witch is like the correct identity. You know, there's a few out in the line, and you're trying to figure out which one is the right one. Well, this content pack that they're releasing right now, you know, maintains the sort of two-player, 30 to 60 minutes, medium-weight game. It contains 60 new cards for Pagan Fate of Roanoke, which is the largest content pack to date. You know, that, as I mentioned, this is number 4, but it is more than any of the other content packs. There are new villagers, which bring fresh dynamics to your decks, adding new twists when combined with their abilities. And there are new scenarios that introduce further intricacies for you to explore. So if you're looking for a two-player asymmetric game, that's a good one, and now there's more content for it. Direwolf is releasing Dune Imperium Bloodlines. This plays 1 to 4 players in 60 to 120 minutes, and it is a heavyweight game. Some people might call it like a medium plus weight game. I'm saying heavyweight. This is an expansion for both Dune Imperium and Dune Imperium Uprising. So regardless of which one you have, you can use this in it if you want to. Both Dune Imperium and Dune Imperium Uprising are great strategy games. You know, they're ranked very highly in the top 20 on BGG of all time, and they combine worker placement with deck building, and they feel very thematic to the world of Dune. And they're a race to 10 points. I mean, that points are very hard to come by, and first person to 10 points ends the game. So this Bloodlines expansion adds powerful new tools to achieve victory. Recruit Sardaukar commanders to bolster your fighting force. Unlock the potential of all new tech tiles, new leaders, contracts, and cards. Open more strategic possibilities than ever before. So, you know, Dune Imperium is a game that has a lot of paths to victory and a lot of things you can do, a lot of ways to sort of upgrade your character and your engine throughout the game. And so this just adds new tiles, new cards, new strategic possibilities for you. Hachette, in association with Gigamic, is releasing Akropolis Athena expansion. This plays 1 to 4 players in 25 minutes, and it is, on the edge of lightweight to medium weight, sort of the low end of that medium weight. Akropolis was in my top 10 games of the year it came out. It came out a few years ago. I think it came out in 22 or 23. I can't remember, but it's a great game. Akropolis is one of my favorite games out there if I was thinking strategy game that plays in 30 minutes or less, you know? And if everybody knows what they're doing, if everybody has played it a bunch before, you can play Akropolis in 20 minutes. You are drafting tiles and then building out your player area, but then building up in a 3-dimensional way as well. And tiles that are higher up are going to score you more points, and everything in the game scores in different ways. You know, yellow ones, you need to be isolated from other yellow ones, and blue ones, you need to be connected. And it's just a really fun, you know, sort of welcoming, quick-playing strategy game. Well, this expansion does a few things. It adds these cards that have patterns on it, and if you complete the pattern on the card with the tiles you're putting out, like, you know, a card might say you need 3 red ones in a row, and if you do that in your player area, you get to draft one of the bonus tiles that is underneath it, and you get to then place that bonus tile anywhere in your area, and it'll help you score more points and do other things. You can also get these statue tiles, and if you build up a statue, you're going to get more points. It's going to make more points for the leftover cubes that you have at the end of the game. And so, you know, just I love the idea of having to, think about those patterns, because adding another tile, especially because these are the tiles that you're adding, the bonus tiles are single tiles, not sort of 3 tiles. 3 tiles is hard to add onto the board sometimes because you have to build a lot of layers up to be able to add it to a higher layer, where this is one that you can just kind of pop it on your top level at whatever point that you get it, and that can be pretty powerful. So I'm excited for that one. Renegade Game Studios is releasing G.I. Joe deck building game, the Crimson Veil expansion. This plays 1 to 4 players in 30 to 70 minutes, and it is a medium weight game. Renegade Game Studios has a number of deck building games that are based on popular IPs. Obviously, this one is based on G.I. Joe, but they are, sort of classic deck building games where you are getting cards, adding them to your deck, making your deck stronger, and fighting stuff. In this expansion, the Crimson Veil expansion, it features 2 new player cards and 2 new missions to face. It also adds intel dice for new intel missions and a giant card for the general. As far as I know, I haven't played a lot of G.I. Joe deck building deck building game, but I don't think there's been dice in it that much before. So this adds a new fun element with adding the intel dice into the game. So yeah, if you want you want to mix some deck building with some dice, you can do it. Renegade Game Studios is also releasing Robo Rally Turn and Burn expansion. This plays 2 to 6 players in 45 to 90 minutes. Robo Rally is an older game that Renegade Game Studios refreshed last year or the year before, but fairly recently they came out with new version of Robo Rally, and now they are releasing expansions for that new version. Robo Rally is a game where you are programming robots with cards to race around this track, this arena, and the track has a bunch of features. It has jumps, but it also has obstacles, and it's like a racing BattleBots kind of thing. This expansion I just mentioned, the Turn and Burn expansion, it adds 3 new double-sided game boards, and those game boards feature new elements like chop shops, repulsor fields, trapdoor pits. So again, every board kind of has all these different obstacles and benefits and features, and so this is new stuff to play in Robo Rally. And then Renegade Game Studios is also releasing Robo Rally Contamination expansion, and this also adds 3 new double-sided game boards, and these one have elements like radiation, radioactive waste, and one-way walls. So this one also plays 2 to 6 players in 45 to 90 minutes. So if you like programming or racing, that might be a reason to check out Robo Rally. And these aren't the first 2 expansions they've had for it, so there's a lot of different maps you can play through with the game. So there we go. Those were 14 expansions coming to retail here in the month of this, January. I did the when you write 2024 and you do it for weeks. I just did that in vocally right here. I almost said 2024. I said December, but it's not. It's January, and it's almost the end of January. So I'm glad I got this video in before the end of the month. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, share the video, all that stuff. I really appreciate you coming, and I will. I hope to see you at a convention soon. I'll be at a lot of them this year. I will be. I think I'm already at like 14 this year or something like that. So a lot of opportunities to hang out. All right. Thanks so much. Hope you're having fun playing games out there.